Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into this explainer to absolutely master Google Wallet. We're going to unlock the ultimate convenience of just tapping your phone to pay. Seriously, think about it for a second. Aren't you tired of lugging around a bulky physical wallet? Or digging through a pile of crumpled receipts just to find your debit card? Or, worst of all, that sudden panic when you think you've lost it? Well, what if your entire wallet was securely locked behind your phone's biometric screen lock, completely protected from prying eyes, but instantly accessible for your daily transactions? Honestly, that is the magic of Google Wallet. All right, so here is our roadmap for today. First, getting started with Wallet. Second, adding your payment cards. Third, passes, loyalty, and wearables. Fourth, fixing common wallet errors. And finally, number 5, unpacking wallet security features. Let's kick things off with Section 1, Getting Started with Wallet. Okay, so before we start adding any sensitive data, let's clear up a fundamental difference that honestly confuses a lot of new users. You're going to hear the terms Google Wallet and Google Pay tossed around a lot. Basically, Google Wallet is your secure digital storage app. Think of it as the actual container holding your items. Google Pay, on the other hand, is the transaction mechanism working under the hood to process your payments online and in stores. Simply put, you put the card in the wallet, but you use Pay to actually buy your morning coffee. Now, before you can add anything at all, you absolutely have to meet these non-negotiable device prerequisites. First, you need an Android device running version 9.0 or higher. Your phone's NFC, that's near-field communication, has to be turned on in your connectivity settings. Also, your device must be a Play Protect certified system. That just means no factory-modified or rooted operating systems are allowed. And crucially, you have to have an active screen lock setup. If you don't secure your phone, Google literally won't let you secure your cards. Moving right along to Section 2, adding your payment cards. Let's walk through the exact step-by-step sequence you need to get your physical plastic into the digital app. It's actually super streamlined. You just open Google Wallet and hit that big Add to Wallet button at the bottom. Choose Payment Card, and then New Credit or Debit Card. From here, you've got a choice. You can let your phone's camera quickly scan the numbers, or just type them in yourself. Once that's done, hit Save, review the terms from your bank, and accept. Easy, right?
But wait, your bank isn't just going to let anyone add your card to a random device. To stop fraud in its tracks, your bank will demand verification. You can choose from a few methods to finalize this setup. Usually, it's just a quick text message code. But if that fails, there's also the temporary deposit method. Your bank might authorize a tiny temporary charge to your account that contains a unique 6-digit code hidden right in the statement description. You just type that code into the wallet app, and boom, you're verified.
Next up, Section 3, Passes, Loyalty, and Wearables. You know, you can digitize almost your entire life with this app. You can store up to 10 gift cards at a time. Just keep in mind there's a maximum of 5 from a single merchant allowed within a 30-day window. But you can also add transit passes to just tap onto the subway, loyalty cards for your local grocery store, and get this, in supported U.S. states, even your driver's license or state ID. It completely eliminates all that physical clutter in your pocket. Oh, and here is a massive pro tip for adding these passes and cards. It's called push provisioning. It's basically a clever shortcut that bypasses manual entry completely. Instead of opening Google Wallet first, you open your banking app or, say, the airline app where your boarding pass lives. Just look for a button that says Add to GPay or Add to Google Wallet. Tapping that sends a securely encrypted token straight to your digital wallet. No typing required whatsoever. And for the smartwatch users out there, it gets even better. You don't even need your phone in your pocket to pay if your wearable meets some specific specs. As long as your watch runs Wear OS 2.0 or higher and has its own built-in NFC chip, you can add cards directly to the Wallet app right on your wrist. Just make sure you double-check that Google Wallet is set as your default payment provider in your watch's connectivity settings. All right, on to Section 4, Fixing Common Wallet Errors. Look, sometimes things just go wrong. If you ever get stuck in one of those endless, frustrating loops where Google says, contact your bank, and the bank says, contact Google, we have to understand the why behind it. Enter geofencing. This is an invisible security net. During setup, the token service provider actually checks to make sure your device's physical location matches the geographic area expected by your bank. It stops someone halfway across the world from cloning your card. But if your location data is blocked on your phone, yep, you trigger an error. So if you're hitting these specific error walls, trust me, you aren't alone. These are the actual technical triggers behind those cryptic codes. That dreaded OR_BPA_01 error, it almost always means a critical location data mismatch, meaning your location services are probably turned off or blocked. Meanwhile, OR_CCR EU_02 usually points to a card-level policy restriction. For example, if you're trying to add a non-reloadable prepaid vanilla gift card, the bank's policy often outright rejects digital tokenization, throwing this exact code. To conquer that OR BPA01 boss fight, you've got to follow this exact diagnostic protocol. And heads up, it's not just about turning on your phone's GPS. You have to dive deep into your app settings. Find Google Play Services, not just the Wallet app, but Play Services, and ensure its location permission is set to Allow all the time with precise location toggled on. After you do that, clear the cache for both apps to flush out any bad session data, and then try adding the card again. Still stuck after fixing your location settings? Okay. Double-check these advanced community troubleshooting tips. Google Wallet will absolutely fail if you're using dual apps or cloned app features. It's also going to fail on rooted phones. But most importantly, if you recently switched to a new phone and can't add a card that you used previously, call your bank. Explicitly ask them to manually delete all legacy tokens, sometimes called DPANs, associated with your old device. That one step often completely clears the digital logjam. And finally, Section 5, Unpacking Wallet Security Features. Now that we've successfully added our items, and hopefully solved any errors, let's explore the heavy armor keeping all of this safe. I want you to think about the number 90. This is a super fascinating built-in safeguard. Basically, if you haven't opened the actual Google Wallet app in 90 days, your contactless payments will be restricted for your own safety. The system assumes that if you aren't actively checking the app, it needs an extra layer of verification just to prove you're still the authorized user holding that phone. Honestly, this next feature is probably the absolute biggest benefit of using the app: virtual cards. Picture tapping your phone at a payment terminal. When you do that, it doesn't transmit your real 16-digit debit card number. Not at all. Instead, the host card emulation layer generates a completely dynamic random number just for that specific transaction. Your real account info stays totally hidden from the store's database, pretty much neutralizing the risk of those massive retail data breaches we hear about all the time. Plus, Google doesn't even store your actual card details directly on the device in plain text anyway. Your payment info and activity are locked down with industry-leading encryption. And because the app requires an active screen lock to even function, even if your phone gets lost or stolen, your data is totally useless to anyone without your face, your fingerprint, or your PIN. And, of course, you can always remotely wipe the device using Google's Find My Device feature just to be extra safe. So, with all that incredible convenience and ironclad security right at your fingertips, it's really time to clear out that bulky physical wallet and enjoy the seamless experience of digital payments. Just a quick reminder, please always double-check compatibility with your specific bank and review your app permissions just to ensure you're maintaining that high level of security. It really leaves you wondering, though, with digital wallets becoming this heavily fortified and convenient, how much longer will physical plastic even exist? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.